Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode number 48, and today we're returning with two big games of our lines, both in the Premier League, as we take on in-form Bournemouth away from home and take on Manchester United at Den as well. Before we play games though, shall we be getting on off camera? So of course, in the last episode, you saw back-to-back losses by the same scoreline as Chelsea and Man City both beat us away from home. I then played 7 games off camera, and the run's been quite inconsistent, to be honest. We did pick it up though and bounce back with a win in the first game of the 7-game streak, starting with 2-1 victory back at the Den as we took on Watford and got our first win after 3 losses on the trot. Matt O'Reilly having a good season for us, scored our first goal just before the break for Watford. Did equalise just after the break, where Petkovic, starting his first Premier League game, should have done better, but Marek Kuchar, new club captain, just after the hour mark, restored our lead, made it 2-1, and made sure we did get back to winning ways after a little mini slump. But what followed that was another mini slump, starting with a 1-1 draw away at New White Hart Lane. Not a bad result though against Spurs. Kuchar making it 2-2 as he got us in front 30 minutes in. We were holding on for the 3 points, but sadly couldn't hold on for the entire 19 minutes. 80 minutes before the end of the game, Abubakar, who always scores against me in FM, made it 1-1 and gave Spurs the point in that game. And then back-to-back losses followed. First at home to Liverpool, second time they've beaten us at the Den in just over a month, this time in the league. Ben Woodburn gave them the lead, making it 1-0 just before the break, and even just before the break after that goal, Marek Kuchar scored again. 3 goals in 3 from Marek, just on fire as he made it 1-1. And I would have taken a point like away against Spurs, but 5 minutes before the end, Cousins gave Liverpool the lead and they held on for the 3 points to get the win. And then another loss followed that, back-to-back defeats by the same scoreline, this time away against Burnley at Turf Moor, where Chris Wood, who did have a mini spell for us back in the day on loan, made it 1-0 for Burnley, for Webster equalised 4 minutes afterwards to make it 1-1, and then Wood scored again to bag his brace 33 minutes in as Burnley got the win. So 3 games without a win, that became 4 games without a win. In the next game, 2-2 away against Stoke, it was looking likely we were going to have 3 defeats on the trot. We fell 2 goals down inside the first 10 minutes, an absolutely atrocious start for us in this game, and I was thinking, can Marek do it again? 3 goals in his last 3 games, we need a captain's performance to get back into this one. Well, he didn't score the goals, but he set up the goals. Already now scored his first brace in a Millwall shirt, bagging one just before the break to half deficit, get us back in the game, and the second goal came 80 minutes before the end as he made it 2-2, and Marek got the assist in that game. Already now got the goals and we got a point, but 4 games without a win, little bit of a mini slump. We needed to get out of it with quite a few tough fixtures to come in the end of December. And we did just that, bounced back with back-to-back victories for the first time since September, of a win over Middlesbrough first by a goal to nil. Clinton continuing his good start to the season, scoring the first goal and the only goal of the game 39 minutes in to give us the lead and the eventual 3 points. And our last game came last weekend as we beat Fulham in a London derby by 2 goals to 1 at the Den. Marek scoring once again, a great little mini run for him, and Clinton got his second goal in 2 games as well as he made it 2-0 with a really nice team goal, that one as well, 11 minutes for the end. And despite Thomas Kirk filling in for the suspended Koulibaly getting sent off and Fulham scoring from the spot in stoppage time, we still held on for the 3 points and got ourselves back-to-back victories, and I was absolutely delighted with that after a really poor mini run. So because of those 2 wins in succession, the table now looks like this. We are sitting in 8th place midway through December, just 5 games to go before the halfway stage, and we've, you know, been quite inconsistent really all season long. 5 wins, 5 draws, 4 defeats, 13 goals scored, 14 goals conceded. We do a shame that too, because we started the season off so well defensively. It's fallen apart a little bit in recent weeks, but it's good to know we're in the top half right now, and of course this season the ball wants to finish in mid-table. Right now, if we were to finish in this place, we would have a series high for a league position in the series. So yeah, it's been not great, but not bad either. It's not been too bad. So first game, it's Bournemouth away, but they've had a great start to the season themselves. Right now it's in 9th place, and have had a really good beginning to the campaign. So you know, a battle between 2 informed sides right now, and this should be quite a tough contest, and we'll see what we can do. So for the team, I think we will go to 4-2-3-1. I've been changing the tactics around, primarily these 2 during the run off camera. The 5-3-2's been doing okay, especially when going forward with Ready Naldo and Kuchar together, but but I really like the 4-2-3-1, so we'll stick with it after back-to-back victories. And this will be our lineup for the game. We've got Petkovic in goal, a back four of Timon, Jordan, Maori and Bree, and a midfield duo of Dobby and Koulibaly back in after his suspension. Our attacking midfield trio is Louise on the left, Webster on the right, having a great season, and O'Reilly, who this season has been quietly pretty decent for us. And up top, it's Marek Kuchar, our club captain. And on the bench, Lunin, Fry, Ahumada, the Dream, Menji, Enzo, and Redinaldo as well. So first game, it's Bournemouth. Let's get the win. Come on, you Lions. Oops, there we go. Also, I think I mentioned this before, but one of the reasons why we won our last 2 games is because before the first one against Middlesbrough, I did a team meeting and I said, things haven't been going well, but don't let your heads drop, you know, we can get back into it and stuff, and all the players reacted positively. I've said this before, I think actually quite recently, if you are struggling in FM and there's an opportunity to do a team meeting, always do it, because it seems like 9 times out of 10, or at least, you know, maybe 4 times out of 5, is that the same thing? No, well, 4 times out, well, you know, it happens quite often. When you do a team meeting and you try and raise the players' morale, in the very next game, you normally respond quite well. And that's exactly what happened with back-to-back victories. And also, you might notice too, Petkovic is starting quite a few games for us. I still haven't decided who's going to be our number 1 as the years go by. But this season, I think I'm going to rotate the goalkeepers. And both are doing quite well at the moment as Minter fires it off target. So expect to see Petkovic and Lunin both sharing their role in the first team this season. Really excited for January as well, because of course Benka, that new wonder kid striker, is going to be signing as Cornet is through and fires it wide of the post. And in the next episode, you'll see him playing for us. Might even see his debut in the next episode as well. That'll coming out tomorrow. And I'm really excited for that. And with only 13 goals to start the season off, 13 goals in 14 games. It's very, very poor. We need a new striker, despite Redinaldo coming on 75 grand a week. Not an amazing start for him. And maybe Benka can fire them in the second half of the campaign. Anyway, we're approaching the break. It's still 0-0. Bournemouth have played better, more shots, only 1 on target though. And we've had more possession as well. And at the moment, I'm not too concerned about this. I'll take a clean sheet. We don't have many this season, but still 0-0. I'll say to the boys, you've been unlucky so far. Only 1 player's motivated, but second half begins, and we are still yet to see anything coming our way though. Corner for Bournemouth as second half starts, and they've gone in front as well. What a lovely ball by Driussi, and a Nugen/Regen de Vrij turns it in, and Bournemouth go in front. That was a wicked little curl on that delivery there towards the back stick, unmarked at the far post, and Petkovic couldn't keep it out. Bournemouth have played better. They do take the lead, a deserved one as well. Now we trail by a goal, and this is difficult. We have back-to-back victories. I was thinking, here we go. We're getting our form back on track. Next game, loss. Brilliant. I do notice that our form does tend to slide a little bit towards the winter months, particularly in December and January. We often struggle quite a bit, and that does look as though it's going to happen in this season as well. I'm going to bring on Redinaldo for O'Reilly. Now switch to a 4-4-2, and I think I might actually push Webster and Louise up. Quite a bold thing to do with a lack of wide midfielders now, just wingers that are pushed up, and we'll obviously swap those 2 roles around and see if we can get ourselves an equalising goal, which at this point I would just be satisfied with the draw. 15 minutes to go, and this is a real concern for us, because we're not scoring many goals at all. If we're not scoring, we're not winning, obviously. Well, we have definitely got a case of the winter blues, I think. We just don't seem to win games in the winter months, as Krajewski strikes that free kick off the wall and behind for a corner, but the referee's going to blow full time there, and that will do it. So back-to-back victories against the Borough and Fulham. I was delighted with that, but not delighted we can't keep the win going past 2 games. So I'm going to criticise all the players individually as well as a group. Everyone's fired up and motivated for the most part, but this is actually a big concern for us. 13 goals in 15 games is extremely poor. And whilst we have seen a few players get goals in Marek, and Clint has chipped in with a couple this season as well, and Redinaldo's got, I think, 4 for the year as well, it's still a bit of a concern. We're just not scoring enough goals. And again, I know it's switching. Oh god, I know it's switching to a 4-2-3-1 means that with just 1 striker up there, we're probably going to see a reduction in our productivity in front of goals. But we need to bang them in on a more regular basis. If we have to get our form sorted and start getting more wins on the board, we need more goals, obviously. And I know what you're probably thinking. In that case, if you need goals, why did you sell your joint top scorer last season? Well, answer is, I've got absolutely no idea what I'd do for Gutierrez back right now, seriously. So moving on then, second and final game of today's episode as we play host to Manchester United. Not expecting us to bounce back in this game on the back of that defeat to Bournemouth, but I'd certainly take a point if we can get one, and a clean sheet just like we had last season at Den against these boys. But it's very unlikely, pretty sure we'll have back-to-back losses, and that's going to be quite troubling for us as well, because there's some tough fixtures to come as we close out the month of December. We're going to switch the tactics up for the game, go back to our 5-3-2, hopefully be a little bit better on defense in this game, and also change the lineup quite a bit as well. So Lunin is going to come back in goal. It's back three of Jordan, Fry and Maori, with Timon and Ahumada as our wing backs. Sorry, it was just a fly just like land on my leg. I was like, oh, our midfield trio is Koulibaly, Dobby and Matt O'Reilly. And up top together, Redinaldo and Kuchar. To be fair, when they do start together, normally do get us a goal or two. So hopefully in this game, we'll see us return to goal scoring. On the bench, Petkovic, Hendry, Bree, Louise, Webster, Enzo, and John Black as well. Second game, it's Manchester United. Can we bounce back? Let's find out. Come on, you Lions. First highlight comes to Manchester United, though. Dembele swings the free kick, and Fry heads clear. But as Redinaldo's first to loose ball, here come the blue shirts storming forward. If Marek spots Redinaldo, oh, well, Dobby's found him. Go on, Reddy. Go on, Reddy. No, De Gea is there. Koulibaly. Oh, De Gea was well off his line. And Koulibaly lacked the anticipation and the finish to take the first touch and then slot it home. First time effort goes wide. What a golden chance. But Kuchar could have played Redinaldo forward one-on-one there, but sadly couldn't take advantage. That's probably the best chance we'll get all game. And unfortunately, it comes to nothing. Oh, Koulibaly. It fell to the wrong man. Only one goal so far in a Millwall shirt. Came last year in a tap-in, and that was the moment we needed to give ourselves a shock lead, but it fell to the wrong player. And it's still 0-0. Good to get the first chance, though. And as De Gea's kick comes straight to Dobby, we might get a second one as well. 27 minutes in. It's Maori out wide towards Ahumada, getting a start in the right wing-back role today. Down the right-hand side, terrible pass on as Titi cuts it out. Instead, the highlight's going to come to Manchester United. Roberto Firmino on the ball, and the former Liverpool man is tackled by Koulibaly. Will drop straight to Dembele, who will find Paul Pogba out wide towards Vater. And it will play across towards Felipe, their new gen / regen right back into Dembele, who crosses Fry, gets it clear, only temporarily though. This is definitely going to result in a goal. Felipe to Dembele, and there's Dele Alli, and there's Paul Pogba, and there is the goal as Manchester United take the lead. When it's one of those sort of long highlights, when you have the ball and you surrender it, so often it turns out to be a chance to the opposition and a goal as well. Dembele's cross well dealt with by Dale Fry, but only temporarily as Manchester United regain possession. Felipe into Moussa Dembele, across to Dele Alli, lovely little pass to Pogba, and a great finish in the top corner. 1-0, United lead. I really don't know what to make our primary tactic this year, and as the save progressed as well, because obviously last year the 5-3-2, when we switched to it, worked really, really well. Or was that the year before? Well, it started working really, really well, but not so much this year. Haven't had much success with it this year. I like the 4-2-3-1 a lot, but we don't score many goals with it, and sometimes the lone strike can be a bit isolated, and obviously the 4-4-2 hasn't really worked since the Championship days, so it might be time for a new tactics. At the moment, the systems we got just aren't working for us. We still trail by a goal. We haven't done really anything in this game apart from the one half-hearted effort we had. And I think we'll switch to 4-2-3-1 for the final few minutes, but it's looking likely we're going to have another defeat, and at the moment nothing is going right for us. So when you need a goal and you switch from 2 strikers to 1, not exactly progressive, but oh, as Webster fires it over, sometimes having a little bit of a different system and watching our midfielders contribute a bit more could come good for us. But instead, one final chance fell there for Clinton, and I think that'll probably do it. 50 seconds of stoppage time to come, and it's looking likely we're going to taste back-to-back defeats. And despite the back-to-back victories before the Bournemouth game, we're beginning to struggle once again. We're going to slip down to 9th in the table. Look, this is still a top half finish, and it's still one place higher than last season, but it's still a bit of a poor run. We've definitely caught the winter blues. We probably thought we'd lose this game today anyway, but it's a bit concerning. The tactics right now are a concern. I'm not sure what system to use. I think we'll need to get a new one, and that's never ideal for me because I'm so bad at tactics in this game. But it is going to be a defeat. Manchester United will beat us. Back-to-back losses, back-to-back games without a goal. January can't come soon enough, and we definitely need Benker to come in ASAP because he hopefully can bang in the goals that we're so sorely missing. So 1-0 the final score. Manchester United with the victory. It's not a bad defeat in terms of the scoreline, but it is a frustrating loss for us because we know now that with 3 games to go for the halfway point, we've had more losses than wins, we've had more goals conceded than scored, and I can't wait for that January transfer window, man. We need a new player. We need a new wonder kid, a new striker to get us back on track. But that will end today's episode of the Football Manager series, guys. A big thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy today's episode, then please do drop a like. We will return with the next episode, which will feature the start of the January transfer window. We will have our new man, Benker, arriving from RB Salzburg. And I'll tell you what, why don't we come back for the first 2 games of the window? Just play 3 games off camera here to end December, and then come back for Benker's debut, because I'm so excited about this guy. I'm sure you are as well. This is what we need. This is the man we need to get us back into form. So thanks for watching, guys. Much love to you all. Enjoy the World Cup tonight, and I will see you for the next episode featuring the first games of January against Derby at home, Southampton away, where hopefully we'll get back on track very soon. Bye.